What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be watching my game against the San Francisco Giants from this past year at San Francisco. I pitched against them twice, so this is the one in San Francisco, and I'm going to be giving you my reactions to it and breaking down what I was thinking. So if you'd like to see that, go ahead and take a moment to hit that subscribe button right now. Alright, so let's get right into it. On the screen we have the heat map of where the pitch is good and where it is bad. Green indicates this is a good location to throw it. Red indicates bad location to throw it. Now the green dot that's on the chart is where I was intending to throw the pitch. The black dot is where the pitch actually ended up. In the bottom right corner you can see the velo, the spin rate, the horizontal break, the vertical break, and the tilt of the pitch. And this is all courtesy of my friends over at 4App, who provide all of my pregame scouting and postgame reporting and all that different stuff. So you guys should check them out if you haven't already. Anyway, here we go. Let's play it through and see what we get. So I love this right here. Love that. First pitch of the game, you're going to swing and give me an out. That's huge. I think I ended up throwing a lot of pitches in this game, so that was a really big out right there. That's more what you'd expect, you know, coming off of a first pitch of the game, swing and an out. You got a veteran hitter up there at the plate. Pretty sure he's going to take in that situation, so you steal a strike right there. A little bit of a slider. Pretty good one. 17 inches of horizontal break, and you could actually see him, if you watch his body language here, you can see a little bit of buckle right there. Kind of looks like this pitch is coming up and in at him, so he kind of backs off of it, and it ends up, actually kind of up and in. Clearly a strike, but this pitch definitely looked like it was coming up in this area before it broke back over the plate. So we're 0-2 here. I don't view that as a good slider, so I have slider off, down and away, off the fastball, and that's what I went for right there. Now, if you look at this fastball, or if you look at this pitch again, and you just look at the tunnel coming out of my hand, just to set this up for the rest of the game so you know kind of what I'm doing. This is where the pitch is going to end up going before it breaks way down over here. So it kind of has this shape to it. Now, if this starts a little bit more over here and has that shape to it, I'd probably get a swing. But this looks like a fastball that's going to end up right about here, and then I get the break. So that's a tunnel I use quite a bit in this game. Not as successful as some, but I remember having pretty good success with the slider. So go 1-2. I think I try it again. No. Okay, so I was thinking here, if I start a fastball, or if I start a slider here that breaks off and he takes, if I start a fastball right there and run it back on, I probably get the freeze. And I think if we look at the body language here, this pitch misses by quite a bit, but it looks kind of like slow, and this ball's way past when he could actually swing. So I think that pitch beat him, but I just missed. So unfortunate, because that was probably a free strikeout. And then we go right back to that pitch to try to execute it, but his eyes were already kind of looking out over the plate, and he gets a good part of the bat on it. Luckily for me, it goes right to Mookie, so fortunate. Backdoor slider, so that's a freeze pitch. Gets his eyes looking slow and away. I kind of want to get him out. There's a curveball that was nowhere close, but we get that swing. Now, you might be wondering why you get that type of swing, but if you slow this down and look at where this ball, I went the wrong way. If you slow it down and look at where the ball came out of my hand, so this is the backdoor slider. So you can see that ball is kind of height-wise in the top of the zone quite a while, and it ends up as a strike. And then when you go forward to the curveball, you can see that this ball is actually in a similar area height-wise of the zone before that breaks, and you get this check swing. This looks like a fastball that's going to be somewhere in that area before it breaks off. So really bad check swing. We get the call, so we're 0-2. I think I end up getting him out with a fastball, but that's a really dangerous pitch right there. Bounce the curveball, get the swing. He's looking for the curveball, and you throw it right in the nitro zone. Got away with that one. I think that's a free out if it actually gets to where I was trying to throw it, but it didn't. And then we go back to the curveball. Really good take right there. Really good take by Brandon. He saw that pitch extremely well. If you look at his body language, it's very calm. Triggers on a little bit, but had already seen one down in the dirt, and he'd seen 3 or 4 curveballs this at bat already. So don't get the swing there. And to me, that indicates, okay, his body language, he's kind of slowed down. I'm going to throw this one up and in, or at least that's kind of what I'm thinking now. Tried the fastball freeze away. I think I have him there, but missed. And then go back to it and get that fastball swing away. So I think I had area. Let's pause this real quick. Let's run this back. I think I had area to go after, the backdoor slider kind of comes in here slow. The curveball kind of comes down in the dirt here. He takes the curveball over here. He misses the curveball that ended up in the zone here. So everything has been slow and on this part of the plate over here. We tried the fastball. I'll put this in a different color. We tried the fastball down here, but it missed up here. And then we get the fastball over here. So everything here has been away. So knowing, in the future for this game, I have this area with a fastball open or cutters going up and in. So you get a guy out one way the first time, come back, you can get him out a different way the next time. I hate doing that. First pitch of an inning and you're behind already. It's so annoying. It's like, dude, just throw the ball in the zone. What are you doing? I'm just mad at myself. Good eye right there. You can see I'm definitely trying to stay away and up. That's a terrible drawing. So this is my area that I want to stay in on the heat map. Basically, when I see a heat map like this, I'm like, okay, just do not throw the ball down and in. And I have a ton of room to work over here. This fastball is just a very good matchup against this hitter. Trying to just throw a strike here. Don't walk the leadoff guy. He's taking, doesn't want to pop up a 3-0 pitch, so easy strike. This one's basically right down the middle, and you could look at that and say, how did he miss it? But if you look at the heat map, it's not a terrible spot matchup-wise to this hitter. And then we get this fastball that's a strike anyway. I don't know. Anyway, just all fastballs there. Normally I don't like to do that, but, behind 3-0 to the leadoff hitter. First pitch cutter, come back with a slider. Okay, so this is an interesting sequence. So let's go back and look at this. So this is another sequence I like to work with on the outer part of the plate. So we come back. First pitch, we get a cutter. Now this pitch starts as if it's a fastball up top here. So this serves to set 2 things. One, kind of the top part of the zone. He knows that anything starts up here, he's got to be conscious of and swing at because that pitch just ended in the zone. And he knows that horizontally, anything that starts over here is going to be a strike. So I've really just set up this tunnel for the use in the rest of the at-bat. Now we go to the slider. So that was 85. Now we're going to throw a slider that is 80. So you can see he's a little out in front of this. This is a hittable pitch. It's in the zone, but he gets it right off the end of the bat and kind of fouls it off. And you can see this slider is starting up in this same tunnel up here, and then ends up in a decent location for an 0-1 pitch. I'm pretty happy with that. So now I'm thinking anything that I can throw out of that same tunnel is probably a swing and miss. So I tried the fastball, you can see down and away. So if I throw a pitch out of this here tunnel and I break it off, I have the slider breaking this way or the curveball below the zone available. Or I can go to the fastball down here that looks nothing like the tunnel and get a freeze. And that's what I elected to do. I just missed with this pitch. 1-2, still not a bad spot. Let's see what we get here. Okay, there's that slider. So that's what I was talking about, kind of running a slider off. And you can see the buy-in from the hitter right there. So that tells me he's buying into this kind of up tunnel. You can see this trajectory of the ball out of my hand is coming like it's a strike, and then you can see how much that really dives off. So if you look at the strike zone chart, that pitch is probably starting right up in that area. Okay, doesn't get the swing, but now I'm like, okay, he's definitely slowed down. He's looking off speed, so I'm going to blast him with a heater. And you can see he's late on that. And now he has to respect that I will throw a heater for a strike, so we can go right back to the breaking ball, and I think we get Oh, no, 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 no. We should have gotten the swing on that. And that's how you get a swing on a pitch that's nowhere close. I mean, you see where that pitch ends up, but you can see it has the plate for quite a while before it actually, I think he swung at that, but, you know. In my head, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. That's 100% a swing. Now I'm in a 3-2 count, having to throw a lot of pitches. Missed my spot badly. Now, yes, I missed my spot for a freeze down the way, but I actually got into a decent spot up here. I just, avoided the middle of the zone. Borderline for sure. And the ball was hit pretty hard, but fortunately, JT was over there and made a nice play. Behind in the count again. Not bad pitches, but you got to be in the zone first before you get swings at those. I'm just like annoyed at myself. I remember, so he goes up there, 2-0, wants to swing at a fastball and gives me a break. Now I get a ball down where he can handle it and he takes it. So that's the power of a freeze. So you see he's seen 3 fastballs in this area. His eyes have been drawn up here. And then you throw this fastball that starts nowhere close to that trajectory. You can see it just starts down the whole time, and he just freezes. So that's what I've been attempting to do a couple different times this game, and I just would miss the zone, but that's the free freeze. Now, unfortunately, I'm in a 2-1 count here, so this at-bat isn't over. I usually like to save that freeze for a 2-strike count where it ends the at-bat, but that's kind of what I was trying to do there. Bad swing on a pitch way out of the zone. I think he was just in spoil mode. And then this BS. That is so annoying. I mean, that was almost a double. And just look at that. Just look at the swing. Like when I'm on the mound and I see a swing like this and it's a hit, I just am so mad. I mean, this pitch is about as perfect as you can get, a 2-2 cutter. And this swing is about as I mean, my swing looks better than that, and that's terrible. But all props to him, knowing that there's a shift on. If he just gets a ball and like taps it that way, it's a free hit. So you're going to see a lot more of this in the big leagues, actually, for people to start beating the shift and whatnot. And I think it's good, actually, from a hitting perspective, because it forces adaptation for the pitchers again. So it's this back-and-forth cat-and-mouse game. But in a protective mode here, the pitch right before that was over here, he's in protective mode. He sees this pitch, thinks it's going to run away. It kind of runs in and he just kind of like bunts it over there to third. And I'm mad about 2 things now. 1, I'm mad about the hit. And 2, I'm mad about being behind in the count to basically everybody I faced. I remember in the 3rd inning of this game, I was just furious in the dugout because I feel like I'd been behind to every single hitter. First pitch slider. Good start. I can work the sliders now down off of that. I think that's what you see here. Slider in a really good spot. And after the take and then that swing, I know that I can get him. You see this heat map over here. It's a really good take. He clearly was looking for a slider in that count. I'd fallen into a pretty good pattern at this point in the year of like every time I got to an 0-2 or 1-2 count against a righty, I would throw a slider. Partially on purpose, just setting up the adjustment that I was going to make later in the year. But yeah, he was clearly very slowed down. If you look at his body language here on this take, he's slowed and he sees it and he's like, nope, okay, won't swing at that, that's off. But he was not triggering on a fastball, so. And then we get this angle and we get that slider. He couldn't lay off it the second time. I knew that was a good matchup because of this heat map over here, so I just went right back to it. But keeping that in mind, now I know for the second at bat, I'm like, okay, he didn't see the slider well, so I can go to that, but I'm probably going to have to balance it with the fastball at some point. Oh, yeah. When I threw this pitch, you can see my reaction here. This is me thinking I gave up a homer when I threw this pitch because I knew it was down and he got a good swing on it. And then I was like, oh, okay, good. It was off the end of the bat. I definitely thought I gave up a homer right there, though. Not where I want to throw it, but at least I was ahead in the count on that one. That's a positive. Alex Wood. Pitcher, just throw the ball down the middle. Tried to throw a cutter. Give me that strike. Love that. Do I go slider? I went cutter again. Give me the 3,000 RPMs there. What are we doing? One short. Ooh, that's a tough call. Alex is like, I'm not arguing that because I want that pitch. He probably doesn't know the strike zone, because when I'm at the plate, I have no idea if a ball is a ball or a strike. I got no idea. So take the free K facing the hitter. Probably will be gone soon with the universal DH, but backdoor slider really well executed. I had a really good feel for that pitch this game, and it was a huge weapon. If I can land a backdoor slider like that, especially followed up by a curve. So now this at bat is really tough, because you've seen a pitch that starts over here, ends up a strike. You've seen a pitch that starts up here, ends up a strike. You haven't seen a fastball yet, but you have to cover stuff starting anywhere in this circle, because you've seen two pitches that end up a strike. And this at bat should be over. You got fastball up top if you want it. You got bounce breaking ball if you want it. I just bounced that one a little bit too short. Still have both of those pitches available, and I just got that one a little bit too high. So now I've kind of reset it, and he's back in the count. I lost my free out, but we get that, get that nasty little front hip two seam. So curveball starts here, strike. Slider starts here, strike. Fastball starts up here, ball. Curveball starts here, ball. Everything has been on this part of the plate and running that way. So now I start something way over here out of right field, basically, and just kind of bring this thing back. And you can see that hip go out. Tough sequence right there. Just, that's a tough one as a hitter. Really good take there. Unfortunately, I didn't get a swing. I was mad about that. Puts him in a really good spot for this at bat, though. He knew it. Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at this. Yeah. I feel you, man. That pitch should have been homered. I got away with that one for sure. I knew it out of my hand, too. I was like, just throw this thing for a strike, but he'd just seen one that he laid off. He clearly saw it very well. I needed to throw him a fastball more up in that range, but missed the read. Okay, here's the fastball to Crawford. Now, this wasn't even a good pitch, but you can see how late he is on this. You can see where it gets on the bat. And he's just trying to pull his hands in right up here. You can't really see that. Let's go to White. Trying to pull his hands in up here, and the ball is just beating his barrel, getting in there. Now, he takes a pretty good swing visually. This isn't even where I want to throw this pitch, obviously, but as far as reading the swing, he's late on this. And remembering the first at bat, it was all off-speed stuff. So, yeah, tried to go to the curveball. My reaction is like, are you freaking kidding me? Curveball up in the zone. Really, really dangerous pitch, but got away with it. See, this is a wrong pitch. I just thrown this curveball up there, got away with one. Didn't realize that he was late on this fastball. The right pitch would have been to go to a fastball up in this location, but I tried to bounce the curveball, which he didn't swing at, the really good one I threw in the first at bat. He swung at the bad one to get the 2 strikes and then laid off it. This is just the wrong pitch type, and I miss. But no harm, no foul, luckily. And then we get the elevated fastball. And you can see how late he was on that. His hair's looking like mine right now. Or mine's looking like his. He was there first. After I see that swing right there, I'm like, okay, I can go there all day. And you can see I tried to go right back to the exact same spot. Missed in. I think I tried to go right back to the exact same spot again. Yeah, miss in. I didn't have to be that fine. I could have thrown it right down the middle. Now I try to go down, give him a chance. That's the only place he can really get to that ball. And I think this ends up falling, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? That's a double. So I've given up one hit that way and that one. Like, man, I have my backdoor slider today. This is a no-hit game for sure. There's potential. And then those 2 little dinkers. Really tough. Freeze pitch in. That ball should have been absolutely hammered. I got away with that. The first slider starts in here. Great freeze pitch. After I throw that one, though, I start one up here. He's not bailing on it, and it runs right to the middle. and he has an absolute whale of a hack at this. I mean, there's no, it's like he swung right through it, but that ball should have gone a long, long way. Now we're 0-2, and I'm in complete control of this one here. Go back to the slider, which is just the wrong pitch. Should have been a fastball elevated, and then to the slider. What are we doing? What are we doing, dude? I mean, you cannot put, so this is what I'm talking about. You throw the sliders up here, it's slow, so he's slowed down speed-wise, and he's looking for something that's starting up here. You throw a fastball that starts off nowhere even close to that, and look at the body language, look at the reaction here. Just instant take. The ball is just by him because it looks so far away. And this just, I mean, you cannot get any more dotted than that. I know it. I'm already off the field. Not even a question. I mean, I take like 5 steps. You can't see because the heat map's here, but let's count these. Let's see. That's the finish. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, that is a strike 100% of the time. And then he's definitely slowed down. And that's the only way he takes that. You can see him kind of stumble over the plate. It means he was slowed down. Try to come back with a fastball, and I was mad. I was like, I'm mad about this. I'm just throwing this as hard as I can. It's dumb. And then I end up walking him. Yeah, that was just me being frustrated and losing 3 pitches. I didn't need to do that. I should have just thrown the fastball up and in. It would have been right by him. That would have been over. There's that backdoor slider dotted again. Had a really good feel for that, especially early, first couple times through the order. There it is again, really well executed. And now this whole at-bat's over. You got the front hip two-seam, the elevated fastball, the bounce breaking ball. Go to the bounce breaking ball. I get a really bad swing at it. Freeze fastball? No, breaking ball. Yeah, 2 outs, lefty up. I'm going to my best pitch here. I'm in on second and third now. I had that. The only reason he swung at that is because it leaked over the plate. I missed by like 17 inches there. It's frustrating. Yeah, just miss a really bad curveball there. Now I've just completely let him back in the count. Let me try that again. Up there, we get the swing. We get the swing. Yeah, he definitely went on that. So, pitches starting out here, strike, strike, pitch start up here, strike, foul ball. So now a pitch starts a little bit inside of that over here. And he's like, I got to swing at this, and then it runs off this way. No time to hold up. And I point, I see it, and that's a sword. That is definitely a sword. Bang! My favorite celebration. Oh. My favorite celebration for sure, except I went top left, bottom right. Can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. Got to go top right to bottom left. I learned after this game that I did the sword the wrong way. And now watching it, even like looks awkward going that direction. Yeah, that's just wrong. But anyway, we get the sword, we get out of the jam. End of the fourth. Giants crowd loving me right now. I am their favorite player. Not. Middle. Cutter. There we go with the fastball. Now remember, first at bat, threw 4 sliders over here, got the out. We start with the cutter, which is a little bit faster in the middle zone. We get a take, super dangerous pitch, but leading off the inning, I'm like, all right, get strike 1. And now we balance this out. We try to go in here. Now you can see I'm actually trying to throw the ball up here, but I need to aim lower because I always miss up when I try to go in there. So that's a little bit of insight on the targeting and playing the miss. But anyway, there's the fastball, and you can see how late he was on that. And now anything's open. We go back to the slider knowing that he likes to swing out there. We almost get the chase. After that, I know he's slowed down. 1-2, I'm probably going back to the slider. And we get the little weak ground ball on the infield. So really well executed sliders to Solano all night long. When I'm executing my slider like that to a righty, it's just going to be a tough night for him. So he did the best he could on that. Tried the backdoor slider and missed. This is where my backdoor slider command started going away a little bit. fastball in. Great job of catching that by Will to steal that strike. He set up away, ball comes in, and he stabilizes it, gets the strike, which is huge. And yeah, you can see that reaction from me right there. Just not happy about the command leaving me. This is the leadoff. No, we got one out. So I'm behind 3-1, up 2-0. I'm like, get this ball in the middle of the zone. And we get that 21 inches of vertical break over here is why he popped that up and didn't hit that a mile. So it helps to have elite stuff. 2 outs in the 5th. Already at 81 pitches, so throwing a lot of pitches. We got Alex Wood up there, painted. I'm glad he called that a strike because he didn't call that same pitch a strike earlier, and I walked a guy. Makes me mad. Get that strike too. Missed my spot by a lot, but we get that. Love it. And now do I finish him off with a with a slider? That's so mean. Yeah. This pitch has a horizontal break, 22 inches. So if you see where this ends up about 6 inches off the plate. That means it started off like a fastball that was starting here, and it looks like a pitch that he's going to be able to hit. And you see him trigger. You see the hip open up right here as if he's going to hit this pitch, and then the ball just really runs away, and he's got no chance. So I'll take that free K. Take that all day of the week. Those 2 hits are still lame. Those aren't even really deserved. Fastball freeze down. I need to go up and in on this at bat, I think. Shown him a lot of stuff away. Tried the curveball, didn't get the call, missed with it, but that would have been 2 freeze pitches, and then I think I got him on the front hip 2-seam earlier, so we have actually gone into him. That's a really good take right there, 1-1. That pitch started off like it was middle. There's that fastball he wants. That's a strike, dude! Give me a break. Yeah, he gets his pitch to hit there. So he wanted nothing to do with this area up here. He just didn't even flinch at it at all. It was almost like, I'm going to take this and assume that it's a ball, or hope that it's called a ball. He was clearly looking out here, and then a 3-1 count, he gets this pitch. Now, still a good location. You can see how dark the green is on the heat map. So we get this ball by him. No damage, but he was definitely looking there. And now 3-2. Tried to just paint a fastball, and this is where I'm like, so mad at myself right now, walking the leadoff guy with a 2-run lead. Get that call. Had good battles with Buster all night. There's that comeback 2-seam. I actually threw a 2-seam there. So the slider goes away, the 2-seam comes back. I'm just playing that outside corner, and you can see that 2-seam was trying to hit this spot down there, but it ran up and in. And then we get it. Now, at this point in the game, also that pitch was nasty, huh? I just want to watch that again. Dang. Whack. Oh, man. When I have the slider going this way and the 2-seam going that way like that, whew, those are fun nights. Yeah, I don't even remember what I was going to say. That's just nasty. Crawford. Tried the backdoor slider, missed. He had a good chance of hitting that. Tried the curveball. Had a really good feel for my curveball from a break standpoint, but just couldn't land it in this game. Oh, I remember what I was going to say about Posey. At this point in the game, I had sensed they were looking slow in 2 strike counts, and so I decided to start going hard. That is just... It's a strike. It's on the pitch. And then a walk. Yeah, this inning's getting away from me a little bit. Velo's up, though, 95-96, 99 pitches. There's that backdoor slider that was good early on. Clearly my mechanics got off a little bit here because I'm starting to miss. Fastball down. I remember this at bat. It's just heaters away. I just can't hit the spot. I wasn't tired at all. I was feeling really good. My velo was there. Heart rate was up. I felt really good. My mechanics just got a little bit off, I guess. And this ball is just dead middle. That is so... Ugh, I got away with that one. But I did sense that velo was beating him. They were looking slow, so there's some of that, but definitely a mistake. poured that one in. That ball should have been hit a long way. Nasty slider, but didn't get a flinch. I think he's looking off speed just based on that reaction. And then I just yipped the ball. I can't catch it when it comes back to me, and I just got the ball and I tried to lob it over there instead of just throwing it. Now I'm pissed. Now I'm like, okay, I'm definitely not giving up the lead here, so I just started throwing the ball as hard as I could. These are absolute bullets. Yeah. The catcher's just like, hey dude, just hold on there. Fastball beat his bat right there. This one beats his bat too, but I just missed. Oh, yeah, that was the cutter. So I tried to go up here with a cutter just to get him off the fastball and missed. You can see my command just went to absolute shit this inning. Get a fastball right by him. And then I just threw this as hard as I could in the middle of the zone because I sensed that it was beating his bat. And he got a really good piece of that, but when I'm in that mindset, I'm like, I'm just going to beat you, and I'm like throwing as hard as I can, and I have the adrenaline going and stuff. I don't really worry where the ball's going, and I get in trouble, but I very rarely get beat when I'm in that mindset. So in between innings here, let's talk about that. I come in, and Dave tells me I'm done. I was like, I'm not done. I'm going back out. And they didn't want to send me back out at 115 pitches or 114 pitches, but I convinced them to send me back out. And I was like, okay, this is my opportunity to show that I can go out there and get through the seventh, even at a high pitch count. And then I do this shit. Oh my God. Ball one, ball two. Because I had a good matchup with this guy all night, throwing sliders. And instead of just throwing him sliders like I've done all night and beat him, I decided to just start ripping heaters. It's just dumb. It's dumb pitching. It's like too emotional, like too much trying to prove a point. I didn't throw him a single cutter or a single slider, and that's what I beat him with all night long. The velo's still good, but just walk the leadoff guy in a 2-1 game, you can't do that. I thought I was done after that, so they gave me another hitter, get a pop-up. Unfortunately, it doesn't stay in. I think I end up walking this guy too, and it's just a really terrible end to my night. So that's a four-seam. You can see that's kind of like running up here, which is a definite indication that something's off of my delivery, and I bet I could probably see it. Let's see. So good position there. And I'm just like spinning off this way a little bit. But you can see that fastball is just kind of running up and away from me. So just when the mental game gets away from you, you know? It's just frustrating to watch because like I was in such control of this game. I needed that pitch, that's a strike, but I missed my location by a ton. Just not going to get that. That would have changed this though to a 1-2 count. But it's just all heaters from me, and it's just dumb. I should have thrown some off-speed stuff. I get that by him, but I haven't thrown a single off-speed pitch yet. Beats his bat. Got that one by him, which is good. I guess I ended this night on a K, because that's 126, and they came to take me out. So, yeah, that's just... once I got in that emotional mindset after I made the error and I just started like letting everything rip as hard as I could, then I was on such like an adrenaline high in the middle of the inning that when I went back out there, I was just like letting it eat, and it's like I'm gonna just I was just like so like on. And my velo was good and my stuff was legit, but command went away a little bit because I stopped like looking at where I was trying to throw the ball and I just threw the ball. So need to not do that. Note to self, mental note to self. Don't do that. But yeah, so good game overall. And then of course, you know, walking off the field, there's a couple of cheers from the Dodger fans, and the San Francisco fans were booing. So I gave them the old ear thing right there. A couple great trolls, iconic moments here. We got the sword and we got the ear. So when you're having a good night like this, when you feel good like that, it's fun to have some viral moments like that. Clippable moments for the fans, for the people. entertain the crowd a little bit. It's all entertainment, you know. It's fun. So anyway, that was a good night. That was one of my better stuff nights of the year. Actually, one of my better command nights early until I threw it all away in the end with 3 walks. But yeah, fun watching that one. It makes me miss baseball. I want to be out there and compete like that because Giants were obviously really good this year, so it's fun going up against them. Anyway, let me know what videos you guys want to see me do this on in the future, or I guess if you hate the video and don't want to see anymore, you could let me know that too. But leave me a comment down below. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please do so. It really helps me out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.